You don't understand what working for you, working on your project, did for me at that time. That was your O was my first sign of freedom, of being free, being back able to create, not being bogged down with the pressures and the, I was going through a thing. I could not make songs. I could not make a beat. Nothing was landing. And one day I had to be honest with myself. I said, this isn't working for me. I'm out. That's what came from that. The same day.
We knocked that wall down together. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's gonna be the sound, girl. It's going down. Your body say, oh. Come on now. Don't have to say my name. Yeah. Girl, I'm glad you came so you can say, oh, in the morning, oh,
in the night.
Yeah. You're saying on me. Come on, that song represents.
Come on. So much.
I was free.
Yeah.
These guys met me at the studio and we was like, on the weekend, it was just us.
Just us.
Dark, empty.
Tony Dixon, Eric Dawkins, Tank, and the Valentine.
That's facts.
It was like, listen, I was like, listen, this is
it.
That's facts.
We just, then it was
yeah.
Hey. Seems just like the other day. Yeah. Come on, Valentine.
Tell us nothing.
Come on, Jay.
It's like, ooh.
Hey.
This can't get over you.
Ooh, I was stealing Rob. My bar, Rob. I was stealing
all these lies and these games. And I'm sick from being the reason
we turned out this way.
I'm trying to act like I don't want to be with you. Man, what?
Yeah. Come on.
What?
Come on. It was going down. It was going down.
I was back in my bag.
Come on.
I was not in my bag before then. I was hurting before then. And those sessions, working with you, working with Jay, working with Tony, and working with Eric, that one weekend put me on a wave.
And the crazy thing is, bro, and I don't think we've ever told you this. Ultimately, that was our first sessions together.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Those are our first records writing together.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Because, I think the original underdogs were Damon, Harvey, and me.
No, I don't think I knew that.
Just us three. We started together. I made up the name.
Swag.
First record is Tyrese, I Like Them Girls. First ever underdog record. And I left. The first time. They didn't want to make me a partner, which now I understand as I got older. What I meant to them at that stage. All I really brought was sweat equity. You know what I mean? I'm a kid. I'm like 18, 19 years old when we make up the underdogs. And when I came back, Damon had called me and just wanted me to come by the studio. By this point, I had went and done NSYNC. I got cracking. I'm doing my shit. And this nigga's there. And this is all literally in the same week or two. You show up.
You showing up, yep.
Come on.
Till you show up.
Yo.
So those were the first records that Tank and I worked on together.
Wow, that's crazy.
Your album.
It seemed like it wasn't that long ago though, because I remember being in the studio, even with just you and I, it was some sessions where it just was me and you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There were some egos in the building, or on the floor, I'll say. It clicked for me when I heard a conversation that Harvey and Damon were having with some people that were up there interviewing them for a article, some type of article. They were following them down the hall. They were showing them the studio and whatnot. And literally, my door was cracked. So as they were walking by my room, I happened to hear Harvey say, "The Underdogs is two people, Harvey Mason Jr. and Damon Thomas," and it hurt. It cut me like. And the reason that it did is because there had been other articles that I'd seen. They would never mention any of us. Like, you can go back and look at any Underdog article, and you'll never see my name. You won't see Tony's name. You won't see Lil Steve's name. You don't see your name. They've done interviews. They had done interviews on camera.
You definitely ain't gonna see my name.
And definitely they didn't say none of our names. And I'm sitting there like, what's it gonna hurt to say that we have a team of like monsters that, you know, that go in the trenches with us, that, you know, they workhorses.
Gotcha.
Because for anybody to think, for anybody to be able to say that and really believe that they could do everything that was coming out of there by themselves,
It's not even possible.
it's not possible.
That's not even possible.
It's not possible. So that kind of made me start feeling like, okay, exit strategy. I got to figure out how I'm gonna get out of here, because I can't. I don't have an ego, like, and I feel like if I was, you know, I could have an ego. I feel like I could have an ego if I really wanted to, but that's just not. That's not who I am, and it's not. You know, it doesn't serve anybody.
Right.
Like, because people start looking at you like, nigga think he did. You know.
Right.
I don't operate like that. So for me to be around anybody like that, it just really, it bugs me. So the energy just started shifting. And then one thing that happened that I think was really okay, we really got to figure it out. The song that Avant did for the Shark Tale soundtrack, or it was in the movie.
What song is that?
Can't wait. Honey, I can't wait no more. I wanna give your body what it's waiting for. Me, Tony, and Lil Steve wrote that song. That was a Tony track. And it was Tony's connection to even get the Avant play. Like, I think we had done 4 minutes already. So this was another song, and this song it ended up being in the movie.
Yeah.
In the Shark Tale movie, in a pivotal scene. And we come in the studio one day, and we hear the music playing, and we know that we did it in the little room out Tony's computer, like laptop. So the track was in his laptop. We coming in there playing in A, the big room.
Whenever it's playing in A, it's the real thing now.
And we kind of peek in, and there's cameras in there, and Vaughn is in the vocal booth. And me and Tony look at each other like, what's going on? Like, they had gotten, somehow, probably Dob, because Dob had access to everything.
Dob was
got
doing
the
his
track.
job, man.
He was doing his job. He got the track out of Tony's computer, took it in the big room, or the session rather, took it in the big room, and they were producing Avant's vocals on this song and getting footage of it for HBO, like, or some huge thing. That was the first kind of slap in the face. That was before me hearing them say that Underdogs was two people. So at that point I was like, yo, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I got a little more time here. And funny story, Rob Knox's, the first song that the placement on Marcus Houston was the song that ultimately led to me leaving, because me and Harvey ended up getting into it, like slightly physical over that song, over something that happened on that song. And at that point, I was like, I love music too much to let something like this derail me. So anytime anytime two grown men feel like, or one grown man feels like it's okay to put hands on another man over some music, it's time to go. I'm too smart for that. I got way too much to lose. So let me just get my stuff and exit stage left.
I think the thing too was a big part of the golden years was the camaraderie amongst all the guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once it started to branch off, people started looking around like, my guy ain't here, this guy ain't here.
Yeah.
Because for a minute, you know, so when I come back, you know, I became a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
There were multiple bridges.
Yeah.
Right? But I became a bridge because obviously I had already had my history with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also go have my conversations with them.
Right.
And, you know, never spoken about this, but I literally had went into the room one day and I was like, man, why don't y'all produce for the underdogs? I said, why? You know, I was like, all these guys that are here are producers.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't it be Tony Dixon for Underdog Entertainment, Eric Dawkins for Underdog Entertainment, Tank, you know, so on and so forth, for the records that they're producing.
Mm-hmm.
And I ultimately think the business model is you guys kind of take a management position.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of it being like, okay, we're going to produce it, or say we produced it and take the fee for it, and then give what we feel like we should give to, you know, the other producer on it. But it still just says produced by the underdogs.
Yeah.
I was like, these guys, they need their names on there as well. You know what I'm saying? Because of and I think it would have, I personally, like, you know, hindsight is 20/20. I think it would have lasted longer.
Definitely would have lasted
and
longer.
These connections would have still, you know, lasted longer of, you know, a James Fauntleroy, a Tank, Eric Dawkins, you know, Lil Steve, Little Ronnie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, you know, and it would have made it where
that's a legacy
multiple people
move.
got rich.
Yeah, that's a legacy
really
move.
rich.
Like,
got really rich because people made money.
Yeah, we made money.
People made money, but I'm saying
rich.
multiple people could have gotten rich.
Absolutely.
Because of what was being funneled through that. And I remember one of the rebuttals was about the overhead. And then my rebuttal to that was, well, the studio is booked out by every label in the music business right now.
So you're making
that overhead. If y'all booking the studio out at $1,500, $2,000 a day, even if overhead is $30,000 a month, I know math really well.
Yeah, and that.
So you're making $45,000 to $60,000, and the studio is double and triple booked out sometimes.
Yeah.
We talked about that when we brought Omarion on here. There were no songs for Omarion.
He was sitting in the lounge waiting.
He at that point, coming out of that group, he wasn't on.
He wasn't on the
top
radar,
of their list.
It wasn't priority.
But we liked him.
Yeah.
So we gave up our All-Star Weekend / Grammy Weekend of LA.
And did.
I'm trying to. I feel like I'm forgetting one other one. There was one
was
other
it Midnight?
one.
No, those two.
It was
those two.
but we.
Those two.
I feel like we wrote. It was another record we wrote.
Okay.
I don't think that landed.
Yeah.
But you know, excuse me. That was a way, in my opinion, to keep everyone happy. It's like, yo, even if it would have been, you know, I'm sliding Eric Dawkins $20,000 on this record that he started.
Yeah.
I'm sliding Tony Dixon a dub. Like you said, we go back to it. You're coming from just doing what, 7 songs on Dave Hollister? At
7
what?
At 35,000 a piece.
At 35,000 a piece to now, if you don't mind me asking, brother.
Getting maybe 5,000.
Maybe. Depending on the artist.
Getting maybe 5,000.
That's tough.
Tough.
That's really tough. And I told him, I was like, bro, niggas is going to start bailing. Niggas is going to get out. And then it was like, you just start seeing pieces.
Yeah. I mean, that ultimately, but why I ended up leaving the math.
Yeah.
I love making the music. But it was the math for me.
And for me, I started questioning the split situation after I did my publishing deal with them, because I signed to a publishing deal to the Underdogs through Universal, through Irving. So when I saw that split sheet come, and I'm looking at the percentages, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, y'all already getting a piece of my publishing, and y'all going, this number don't really math with me.
It's called double dipping.
It's called double dipping. I literally took the split sheet in the office and sat down with Harvey and Damon. Was like, I can't sign this because you're taking double away from me. Like I can't speak for everybody else, but I will not sign this.
I took less on How Could You because I saw people who had been in that room with me writing those records getting smaller portions. And I was like, you know what? I'll actually take less on this record. Yeah. So such and such can get I
did that several times, but what I told them was like, I don't think it's fair for you all to double dip like this. For me, I don't know who else has a publishing deal up here with you all, but for me, it's not gonna work like this. So I will not sign this split sheet. It has to look right for me to sign. And so they adjusted it, and I was like, okay, this is better. And from that day on, it was funny. Like they would literally ask me to kind of oversee the splits from that point, because I would remember who did what when we in the room got the scribes open.
The scribes.
I would be the one that would really be paying attention to who's contributing what to the song. So I was the reason like people was getting a fair piece of the publishing. Like they did absolutely more than that. So that little 7%, you bump that up to 10. Because it was so many people at any given time, it could be 6 people on the song.
Easy, right? Yeah.
So I'm like,
no, I had a moment where I felt petty. I never forget. I underlined the lyrics as we were writing, and I said, I can't do that. I don't personally want to do that. I remember. I think the underline at that time it was blue. You remember how in Word. I remember doing it.
I put asterisks beside the lines that I know I wrote,
and I was like, this don't feel comfortable.
But you had to do it though.
But I didn't feel comfortable doing that, and that was part of me leaving. Finally, yeah. Other than when they kicked Lil Ronnie out, and I couldn't accept that. This is my guy. Lil Ronnie was my guy, and I'm like,
that story.
I'm not rolling with that. Yeah. So I'm out.
Yeah, I remember you was like,
Ronnie came live with me.
Yeah. That's what, man, that building was amazing. It was amazing.
It's amazing.
Listen, I remember going there because I was making money, but I hadn't had any major hits yet, right? And I was just in there talking to Tony one day, Tony Dixon, man. And I was just looking at his plaques and looking at everybody's stuff. And I was like, bro, I just want a plaque. I just need one. And I'm telling you, if I get one, I know how to make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a multiplied. I know how to do it. And Tony looked at me and started laughing. He was like, be more concerned with the business. Your plaques are going to come. Take care of your business. And that stuck with me.
Wow.
Like all this, them plaques, nigga, you can have a plaque with no money. You can have a lot of plaques and no money.
A lot of plaques and no money.
But if you take care of your business, you will survive longer than anybody. And that's really been my motto. I ain't never even told Tony that. Like, that's been my whole motto.
Wow.
That's great. Yeah.
Because you have to watch your business.
Man.
I tell people every day, I'm not in the music industry.
That's what got him kicked out. Watching his business.
Because he was watching your business.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, let's move along to because when you got there, because here at the R&B Money Podcast, we like to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Absolutely.
So help me.
So help me
God.
Because I can attest for this. You showed up with Sorry 2004.
Yeah. Fully done. Yeah.
I remember this. Because I was like, that record is crazy. This little
my Sorry for.
Yeah.
Because that nigga had that record, and that's what Damon was like, nigga, you gotta hear this record he got. Nigga push play. I said, man, what the fuck?
Who wrote that?
Eric Dawkins, Tony Dixon.
He had the track.
The whole crew.
Yeah.
The whole crew. I had the beat was made.
He had the beat made.
Yeah.
So not that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The beat of it was made. And then the guys got to it and did their shit to it.
Because you notice that didn't sound like an Underdog record. It's a little bit different.
It became
a shift. It was a shift.
It became the Sonic, though. Mm-hmm. It became part of the Sonic. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you brought to it, it was now, okay, we're gonna move forward with some of this.
Just saying.
With some of this.
Just saying.
No, but that's also smart business for the team itself, for the underdogs themselves and ourselves, to being able to adjust and you know, to where music was going.
Like, you hear that?
And it took and it took an 18, 19-year-old to come in there who really didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
Nah.
You got a beat.
I was just making
you got
beats
some music.
Making beats in the hood.
You know what I'm saying? But and Damon being able to identify sonically, Damon and Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damon identifying you, Harvey identifying the sonic of it.
Yeah.
And like you said, that turned into a shift into how the building sounded after that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because it definitely was a shift. Mm-hmm. There was a shift that happened.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He said it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So go ahead.
No, you know.
Okay, all right. Give us that process. You come in there, you got this track, and now these songwriters that you've heard their songs, you heard, you know, the things that they've been doing, these producers, they hear this song, and now everybody wants to help you finish this.
This was the most amazing experience I had ever had, because you're just not used to seeing people work together, like bounce off each other, and you know what I mean? You got Eric Dawkins.
Talk about
right, and you from the church too, so yeah, this Dawkins and Dawkins.
This Dawkins and this need to know.
It's a monster in the building.
I was like,
Monster.
Bro, you write R&B too? 'Cause I didn't know. I knew who he was, but I didn't know the position he played. And seeing everybody, and what was cool, right? Everybody in there were basically hybrids.
Yeah.
Could write songs and make beats.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah, niggas had their rooms.
Everybody had their own room.
Yeah.
Niggas could really finish
Yeah.
the songs by themselves.
Yeah.
But it was this thing, you walk past somebody's room and you heard that, and then all of a sudden the group would just
Everybody migrate to the room.
to the room like, oh, this one it
Ooh,
for
let
the
me put a
night.
lead on that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, pull up some bells.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like the craziest collaboration.
It was so cool, bro. It was the coolest thing I had ever seen, because you just not used to seeing people collaborate like that, and everybody had they positions. You know what I mean? So I was just like, bro, Damon Harvey gave me a room. I'm like, oh, I'm an underdog. It's on. And then just to see the star power that was going through there,
yeah.
and I had that first room. So a lot of them will hear something and just peep in. I'm like, oh shit, that's Tony Braxton. Like, oh, that's JoJo. Oh, Tanky's up here every day.
Right.
Like, and we're playing Halo.
We are absolutely playing Halo. We are absolutely.
That shit used to make my head hurt. I'm like, you niggas. Ugh.
No, it's crazy.
I can only play it for
And
like
I just seen
10
Tyrese
minutes.
in the parking lot.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
It was nuts.
Every artist you could think of.
Everybody you can think of. So, man, that time, it was crazy. But the experience, I tell anybody, the underdog situation really taught me how to make songs.
Mm-hmm.
I went a beat maker. By the time I was done, I was a full producer and a songwriter.
Speaking of your time, time wasn't very long.
It wasn't. What happened, Jay?
What'd you do?
What did you?
It's your episode, brother.
What you do,
All right.
man?
So back to the business. Sorry, 2004 had came out, and at that time, what was only the second American Idol? Ruben was the second.
Yeah, Ruben.
Yeah.
I think Ruben was the second.
So it was the biggest thing in life.
No, American Idol is yeah.
Biggest thing in life.
Yeah.
And after they seen my percentage on the record, every publisher in the world was on my phone. And I had a brother that I could talk to. Him right there. It was him. Who was it Chuck? He was in a position at the time.
Yeah, Chuck Bradley.
Chuck
Bradley.
So I had all these people to bounce off of, like, I mean, because I wasn't signed to the Underdogs. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was actually signed to JD, but they never like gave me advance or anything like that. Right. So that had a time period, which I didn't care because I was able to do what I need to do just off the name. Yeah. Like, and some people need to realize that too. Sometimes it ain't about the money. It's about the position you put in to make money, you know? So everybody's calling. I'm talking to Jay. I'm like, bro, they trying to get me such and such and this and that. And then just so happened, probably the next day, Eric Dawkins is in a room and he just had a check like just laying on the table. And this was the biggest check I had ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, bro, what is that check from? He's like, oh, Christina Aguilera. You can make that type of money off music? He's like, yeah, man, just stay focused and keep on going. Real positive.
Real positive. Eric Dawkins.
You know.
Stick to it.
Stick to it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Jay. I'm like, bro, they offer me these crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't done anything. And I already knew about the business. I had read the book a couple times, all you need to know about the music business. And I got a call into the office from Harvey. Damon was nowhere to be found. He brought me in, but he disappeared somehow.
He evaporated.
Not, hey, we all need to talk. I go in the room.
Principal's office.
The principal's office.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what the fuck I do? You know? And Harvey kind of put the book down like, yeah, we want to offer you $25,000. I said, $25,000 for what? Well, you know, the song is doing well. I was like, I don't know if Damon told you, but bro, $25,000 ain't no money to me. Like I've been making money. I ain't got no hits, but them street niggas pay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I politically like, all right, man, I think about it, see what we could do. Bro, I'm telling Jay the numbers. Jay like, ooh, he's like, man, I just don't know what you like. I know what to tell you, but at the same time, it's just.
I was giving him all sides of it. What it meant to be there and the opportunity to do more there. But then on the other side, this money that you're being offered is substantially.
It's life changing.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Than that 25,000. You know what I'm saying? I think the allure of being an underdog and being a part of it, I think was being, in my opinion, was kind of being used against him. More so than I don't think that number of 25,000 was enough. And that's why I was telling. I was just like, maybe if they just offered, you know, they met you somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Somewhere in the middle of what you're being offered.
Then you know the trade-off kind of makes sense, but 25,000, that's I don't think that makes sense. And I knew he didn't think that either.
Right.
And I was just like, you know, because he just asking me, like he said, as a big brother, like, bro, like, okay, you've been through this, you've been through, you know what I mean, having these opportunities and different stuff, and I'm giving him, you know, all sides of what that could mean and what this money could do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, from my understanding, he got in the car with my brother Ron.
What you do?
And they
Went over to that office
and took one of them other deals.
and made the best decision of my entire life.
Was it with Livia?
It was with Livio Harris.
Livio.
And guess where he's from? Kansas
City.
City.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it ended up being the best deal of my life because it was a one-off.
Ooh.
So I had no other commitments, no other publishing commitments, no
Was that not Notting?
Notting Hill, right?
Notting Hill Music.
They had that little office.
They were doing different
Yes,
kind of
listen,
deals from the start.
Because the money was coming from overseas.
It was pound.
The pound
double
was
ours.
heavier.
Way heavy.
The pound was heavier.
They didn't mind giving that because it wasn't really.
Oh,
that
you
to
want
them.
200? Okay, that's really
cool. That's really
125 for us. You know what I mean?
It's
Give you
light.
250.
And it's a
They
cash.
make it 250.
And it's a
Make it
cash
250.
deal. So,
Yeah.
but when you make this back, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and like I said, the advantage was everybody wanted the American Idol
Right.
song. Like if it was, I don't think it would have worked out if it was because of the anticipation of, oh my God,
That
this
album
is
is coming.
this is the
It's-
new
yeah.
wave.
Yeah,
Like
that's
he
a-
won.
That record was a smash.
You know
bro.
it's
Like,
going somewhere though.
Yeah.
because
Sorry,
everything they're gonna put-
2004 leading into 2004 was just it just all made sense.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember I had went home, and it was around Christmas, because it wasn't 2004 yet. Mm-hmm. And nigga, I was driving my car, and that came on Hot 103. Nigga almost crashed. Like to
That's
hear
a feeling. That's
Oh
a different
my
kind
God.
of feeling.
Like to hear your song on the radio for the first time. Not just because I would have local stuff on the radio all the time, but it wasn't the same. Like this was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they gave me a shout out too. It was like, man. It was that moment.
You in the city.
You in the city,
In
baby.
the city.
Yeah. So what was the infamous fallout?
The infamous fallout was
Because you also, from my understanding, didn't say shit once you did it. Once you
I absolutely
signed your
did not.
publishing deal
I sure didn't.
Came in business as usual.
with a Benz.
Would have been working on some new beats today.
in my little front room.
Nobody sees that brand new 550 downstairs.
Got a bag in the bag.
Nobody
Nobody knows about.
Only me and Jay.
Only me and Jay.
Me and Jay know that I'm rich today.
Yo, so business as usual.
Yeah.
And then weird stuff just started to happen. Just a lot of weird stuff. Like I think at the time I had Nivea come up to the studio.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was weird shit like this. Like I'm physically working in there with her, and it was like a sample. It was something. And they got walk in the hall, and Damon is making a beat to the sample I'm doing right now on the artist. Weird shit, man. So all this weird stuff just keeps on happening. And then shit, I guess Harvey got wind of it, and that motherfucker went down.
It went down.
It went down.
How dare you?
Listen, that was my business.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just what the conversation probably was.
But like, honestly, why I didn't feel bad about the situation, because they took a lot of the record. They didn't make the beat.
Right.
You took what you thought you should have had.
Right.
Now this over here is mine.
It is. To
It's
do
my
what
decision
to do what I want
to
to.
do what I want to do.
Right.
You
Because to take publishing and to
now.
take publishing,
Right.
to take a percentage of the writers in the publishing, but then also to want to do a publishing deal for it as well.
but not only that,
That's
they
a
didn't
lot.
give me a dime up front. I didn't make 1 penny up front for that
In
song.
terms of a producer's advance.
Correct. Not 1 dime. So what I'm left with is mine. And I know they was probably getting 150
and
at that time.
And knowing that, did you just in your mind you're like, I'm just gonna take the producer side of it on the chin. I'm not gonna get points as a because to this day you don't have
No.
producer points on Sorry 2004.
No. It was, and that's even before you really understand what producer
What it
points,
was, right.
what it was.
Or is.
Yeah, couple years later, you're like, oh, them dirty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the time, you don't even know
just
what
took that on the chin, though.
You take it on the chin.
Yeah.
You got your publishing. You're on there as a writer. You know what I'm saying?
Here we are, all alone in this room. It's ready for the world, man.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Out of here.
With a Jerry curl.
With a Jerry curl.
With a Jerry
What
curl.
a
You know,
dial up.
with naked. As soon as I sat down there with Tank and Harvey left, and I stayed there and Tank was hitting the chords, the first thing came was Prince. And you know, I don't have a falsetto, he does. So he hears me do my little Prince shit, and then he, come on, you know, he just takes it and I'm just saying that to say the magic, even we've done it a few times, just me and Tank by ourselves, we've come up and started some nice records just off of our vibe together and how we play off each other. Mm-hmm. That magic is so hard for people to obtain that's trying to be creative today.
Well, for one, they too high. They're too high.
Okay.
Like I get it. Listen.
Yeah, we
this
wasn't
is,
on that.
This is the music business, and it's the Wild West, and there's no drug testing in
Gotcha.
R&B
Gotcha.
or hip hop.
Right.
But you can get so high that you forget to fully think out these records.
Got
Yeah.
you.
To see it through.
Got you.
To tell a full story.
Right.
You guys just stay on a situation.
Yes.
But tell the story. I want to be able to close my eyes and feel like I'm in a movie
I
theater
forgot who I was
when I
singing.
listen to these songs.
Right.
We were not high in these rooms.
Right.
We was high off life.
And I think that there's a disconnect because the numbers will make you feel like the music is something
Got you.
that it isn't.
Hocus pocus.
Yeah.
Got
Because what you have to understand, Mario,
So, yeah,
I love Omarion, man.
gots to be. And I said it when he was here. It's such a player record. It's such a player's
I was on
record.
pop shit when I wrote that, bro.
Like
you was
that
on pop, what do you mean pop shit?
is pop
Oh,
stuff.
about to
I was
say
on pop shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like-
Because you said,
Come on, you want to say
no,
it?
you say it. You say
You know the
it.
line.
You say it. You say it.
I want to manage
I had
you.
never heard a nigga tell a woman he wanted to manage her.
If you need somebody, I want to manage.
I want to manage.
'Cause
you.
that's what we do.
I said, ooh.
Ain't we managing them?
I said, ooh. I'm from the Midwest.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, P-Walk.
You got one that I ain't on. I gotta get on that one.
Yeah. You know Pimpin' Candace from
Now
Milwaukee.
you already
man.
know I know.
Yeah.
Now that song started some shit with songwriters, even whether they want to admit it or not, man. It was tough, and that was one of those times we were in the house. I was up in the middle room. The room was dark, and I'm just playing some chords, just dealing with my own self. You know, Harvey's walking the house. Harvey said, "What is that?" He said, "Okay, just give me 8 bars." And Harvey did the little bridge thing that's on there. At some point, there's a bridge there. But he was like, "Hey, Steve, man, when you finish that, just bring that downstairs, bro." And so I finished my little track I did, brought it downstairs. And we were working on an artist for David Foster at the time, who ended up being a writer. He ended up being a writer for one of those writer crews. Damn. Anyway.
And this is at Running Springs. This is the house.
This is in Northridge.
in Northridge, Running
Yes.
Springs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
this is
original.
beginning.
Underdog.
Come on,
Yeah, that's
bro.
original
Come on.
Underdog.
I'm a part of that, bro.
Yeah, come on.
I'm in there.
I'm in there. I'm in there. So that's where it started. And I brought the song downstairs, and I had I was going through a divorce, and every night that I was leaving the studio, I was watching Scarface and the Mac until I just go to sleep. So it was like a month, 2 months that I
You
was
had
just
some wild
watching.
shit going on in your head.
Yeah.
You was watching Scarface and the Mac.
Those are my 2 movies back
Okay.
to back, and Belly. I threw Belly in there, right? So when we start writing the song, the song I did, remember when I told you I did a song for Randy Jackson called I Wonder Why?
Yeah.
A part of the chorus, I said, I wonder why, I wonder why, I wonder why, I wonder why, oh why. I did an old school repeating thing.
Yeah.
So as download, that hit my mind, that thing. So we were writing a song, and I told Harvey, I said, man, this song we should be macking. Every chorus should be saying some meaningful shit. Like one hook don't just for what I want to say, one hook is not
Ain't
gonna
enough.
say it. It ain't enough, bro,
Yeah.
to repeat the same shit. And Harvey was like, well, if you want to sing all that shit, you know. So I was like, perfect. So me and Harvey, once again, we just master crafted lyric for lyric what we should say. And, you know, Harvey, he's waiting to jump and holler. If I say some ghetto shit, he can't wait to.
He can't wait.
for that
He can't-
ebonic shit
he
to show
can't-
up. Boy, he can't wait. And at that time, I was really good at that shit, you know.
Harvey's a
Shit,
lover of
he was living in Rialto.
Hey,
Right.
Harvey's
Asking
a lover
us
of the
what you
hood,
talking about,
hood
you know?
vernacular.
Oh, he loves
He
it.
can't wait for
Oh,
some hood vernacular.
he can't wait, you know.
Give me this shit, Steve J. You got something.
Yeah, man. It's not my way to talk to strangers. That was Harvey. It's not my way to talk to strangers, but I feel like I already know you. And if you need somebody, I want to manage you.
Ooh, that's plain.
I can tell that you've been through some changes in your past relationships. But come on and walk through that door, because I'm what you've been waiting for.
Huh.
And then Mishka, whatever's on your mind.
Shout out to
And this is
Mishka.
me
Yeah.
Shout
on
out
my
to
Tupac
Mishka.
shit, let it off.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
let it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's how we crafted
So
me.
do the first hook. What's the first hook?
Gots to be the one that makes you sad. Gots to be the one you never had.
Yeah.
Gots to be the one that you want so damn bad.
yeah.
Gotta be your everything.
Ooh,
Yes, sir.
that record had me to choke on.
Hey, man, it was a good one, man. To
Choke.
this day, people love that song, bro.
Loved.
Because
said-
it was a grown song.
I said, how are they doing this? Who did that?
That's my favorite B2K record.
I didn't know who did the record.
Yeah.
I didn't know until
That's
I
that
met
Troop-
them.
that was Troop shit, bro.
I had no idea.
Oh no, it was a Troop record.
Troop record all day.
That-
That's Harvey embellishing on my shit. Cause he gonna go get. Come here, Javier. Come play this.
No.
You know, Harvey slick, man.
Harvey know how
He's
to put the
good at
steroids.
that shit.
He know how to put the
He knows how to
steroid.
put the steroids on it.
Oh, he put the
And
steroid
on
on.
those kind of songs, man, I've just been fortunate. Like with the song you helped me with, "Change Me."
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I'm able to find a certain feel sometimes when I'm trying to come up with something that's
Yeah.
right the freak there, man. You know? And Gospel was definitely one of those where I'm just playing around, putting together chords that feel good to me, and it worked, bro.
You know when you got one though. 'cause
Yeah.
I've been through that with you. You said, "Tank, I'm telling you, you need to come in my room.
You need to come in here, Tank.
You need to come in here and just
play.
Just help me with this. Just come hear me out." And I walk in that room and it's like this.
Oh, come on, son.
What is this?
Tank, don't sleep on me.
He said, "Don't sleep."
Because he was trying to finish his album without me. 'Cause Tank ain't shit. Once Tank get on the roll, Tank
Oh,
will
yeah,
use
he
you to
gone.
get started.
He
And then
gone.
once he rolling,
He
he
gone.
come
He
with
gone.
5 songs without you and shit. I said, Tank,
Right fast.
I hit
Right
Harvey
fast.
first because I'm I politics.
You gotta come to my room.
I said, Harvey, don't let Tank sleep on whatchamacallit. And he said, play it. Because, you know, Harvey, we so much going on.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song?
Who that?
Who that?
Don't try- don't
I
play
said,
me.
don't. I said, Tank needs to do Who That, man. Tank needs to be doing the song.
Hey,
And he's on a roll.
That
Tank
is my
is not
shit.
concerned about nobody's music but Tank. So I know I'm not about to beat Tank on getting on his record. And Universe would have it that when Tank hears the song, he liked it. And then he comes in and does his shit with the production. Because like I said, I'm not Tank on those keys, man. Tank got 3 hands on one side. And when he comes in
But
and
you had a
embellishes,
hot-
but it was hot.
it was a hot.
Who that?
Listen,
Do.
Congratulations to you, because he put mine in the G League. Mine never made it.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I came through as a cleanup batter with Who That, and he sung the shit out of it.
You know what I mean?
You know?
He sang it.
Did he?
He sang it. He held it. Made sure it got old. Nobody else could sing it.
Right.
He did that. He big leagued me, bro.
Hey,
I know he's sitting right there, but I'm talking to you.
That's not.
hey, that Who That came
He
through.
big leagued me, man.
Hey,
Who
I thought he was
that?
gonna big league me.
But as a universe would have it,
He came through.
no. They stole it. They stole all his songs at the Apple Store, and
Right.
it got released anyway.
Anyway.
It's called the Injury Reserve. It's called the IR.
You remember? Come on, what you know? Come on, I got it.
Listen, we're gonna pull
What
all
you
of
know
that and
about
license
that?
all of that. And
Come
get us
on,
some
I'm telling
plaques.
you. I'm telling you,
Let's
man.
go get it.
There's some songs in there.
Who That was big.
Who That was a smash.
Yeah, no, I
Who
love
That
that
is a
record.
crowd. Who That
love
is
that
a
song.
is
And
a
I
fan
talked up for it, so
favorite.
I wanted him to do it because I knew
Yeah.
Tank is gonna kill this. And
you
if you
was
listen to
talking
his
trash.
vocals, I was talking shit. I was like, come on, bro.
No, you was talking shit in that record.
Come on, man.
How would you like it if I got a floss piece?
Come on.
Huh.
And
said,
didn't
what?
need you no more.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Cool. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
It was some lyrics on that.
What?
We was
Yeah.
slapping on that and you killed it.
Hey, yeah, you've been dropping isms for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the song we did? You did the track for What If I'm the One?
Oh, what?
To I feel like you're supposed to
for
be.
Charlie Wilson.
That's the most slept on song on
You
the planet.
always got one.
If you listen to that record,
Steve
lyric for
will be
lyric,
like,
we
just
Clive
come
Davis
on.
that record, bro.
Yeah.
Lyric for lyric, there
Yeah.
is not one throwaway line.
Ooh.
What if you thought too much and missed out on your blessings, girl? What if you had your chance and you let it pass? What if you thought too much and what if you went your whole life and your heart never knew what it felt like to be loved? Could you live with it? Could you deal with yourself?
I don't know how you dialing this up right now.
Man.
Listen, have you made a decision that was all wrong and I was long gone? What if you was blind and couldn't see that it was me? What if I'm the one to wife you like you supposed to be?
Ooh, he was cut.
was coming on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody else, I don't know. But that's how I like start, coming in and just seeing what was going on and meeting Eric and, Tony and you know what I'm saying? Start kicking it with Rob Knox. And Rob Knox kind of like showed me the play. You know what I'm saying? Because he was there. All right, this is the room. Like, don't ever go in there. They always working in there. Boom, boom. That's when they writing. This is da-da-da. You can always come in my room. And that's Damon's room. All right, cool. All right, boom. And Damon come out. Hey, man, you can go in my room. So I would just be in his room trying to figure shit out.
Big
And it was like,
speakers.
that's literally
Big ass speakers.
the Osbergers. Like, that's
Biggies.
and that's literally like where and how I made Take You Down. Because he just let me come up on the floor and I'm just, figuring shit out. Like, there was no reason for me to be there, but just to learn and be wowed by all the niggas that I
Yeah.
respected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tell
I
us the
would-
story behind Take You Down.
Yeah.
Take You Down. Okay, yeah. I'm in Damon's room and I went downstairs to get high because you can't smoke in the studio, which I hated. So I went downstairs, propped the door, get high or whatever. I come upstairs and I hear the beat in my head while I'm smoking and shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. I just hear the like I hear that shit. So I'm like, all right. I go back upstairs. I don't know this shit because I do, MPCs and keyboards and shit. This was my introduction to using a DAW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A digital audio workstation. And we were using Logic. So it's just a keyboard and Logic. I'm like, fuck, let me just hear. So I'll just go through the shit. I think it was some Rob Knox kits loaded in there. I'm just doing shit until I find the shit that I, doom. So I do that shit, do the beat, build out the rest of it. It's just going, it's going. And then I get to the part where I want to go to the next section and the MIDI sustain is like just going and I don't know how to fix it.
stop. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to say I'm too prideful, but I didn't want to go
And tell somebody.
fuck these niggas session up or ask one of you elite ass niggas.
Hey guys,
Hey,
the sustain.
I'm on the bench over here. How do you open this Gatorade? Like, you know what I'm saying?
How do you open this Gatorade?
The fuck? Nah. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna figure
You
this shit out.
stupid.
So I'm up there just trying to figure it out. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just move all the shit to it just die out. So on the part, so that stays. So when it does the dun 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 dun, and then it's like dun.
Oh shit.
Here we are.
Oh,
that
shit.
wasn't on purpose. That was a real accident, and I just didn't want to tell niggas like I accidentally did that, or how do you fix that? Like, nobody said nothing. I'm like, oh my god, I ain't saying nothing.
They like it.
Just
know
add
what
the
I'm
bubbles, add new bubbles after they sustain. I already know what you're talking about.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I didn't know how to drag, go,
Yeah.
cut, splice the shit. I didn't know, So when I get to that part after I paste it, I, play it again. I turn it up a little bit. Damon comes in the room, like literally like 7 minutes after I'm like doing it. He's like, yo, what is this? I'm like, I don't know. Like, shit, just I'm trying to do something. He's like, this is going on Chris Brown. And then he walked out the room. No cap. And I was like, nigga, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking in my head like that never happens.
Right.
Like nobody tells you like I'm gonna do this and then they do it.
Yeah.
Nah, that doesn't happen. So I just finished the shit and didn't know that Damon took what I did. They finished
up in A.
did the bridge, went up in A.
Yeah.
Harvey, they went and y'all ended up writing, doing all the shit. And I'm on the second floor, you know, regular business. And my lawyer called me like, hey, do you have a single coming out on Chris Brown? I was like, no, I don't. Well, do I? I remember the conversation. I was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, wait, do I? He was like, we just got something from the underdogs saying that, you know, boom. I was like, this is crazy.
It all started clicking.
I'm like, Damon was the first person that told me that I'm going to do this. And he did it.
It happened, yeah.
And that's why I don't care what nobody think, whatever. If Damon called me today, I'm going to answer the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just that type of nigga. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a loyal nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that was something that they didn't even have to do, you know? Or they could have just took the idea and just
Ran with
said, hey, let's reproduce this. And, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm fighting it. Nah, you didn't really do that. We don't care. Like, niggas do that every day.
Right.
You know
Because
what
you
I'm saying?
also did it on their property.
Exactly.
It's not like it was in your computer.